Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to welcome you to the groundbreaking ceremony for the Collaborative Inclusion Park Project. My name is Tony Forina, and I am the Director of Field Operations for Hidalgo County Precinct 4. Very excited to welcome you all here today. Before we begin with our ceremonies, just some quick housekeeping rules. We'll ask that you please keep your masks on at all time, unless you are at the microphone addressing everyone. And please maintain social distancing as well as you can. We appreciate everybody being here. For your convenience, we have portable restrooms that are located on the city parking lot just south of the 10th. And we have Ms. Raquel R. Merrill, who will be our sign interpreter here today. We'll now begin with our program. We'll have the presentation of the colors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. Today's Honor and Color Guard is brought to you on behalf of the McAllen Police Department Honor Guard. And leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance is Kathy Cobra, soon to be Memorial Mustang, Addison Bortnick, representing the Capable Kids Foundation, and we'll have the McAllen High School All-State Choir to perform our national anthem. I'll now ask that everyone please rise. The minute he puts the flag down is when you go. Hang on. Hang on. What? Hold it. He's going to put the flag down, and then when it goes down, that's when you go. Hold. Good. Hold. Go. I pledge allegiance.
I pledge of allegiance
To the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, excellent job. Thank you, Addison. Now we welcome some all-state members of the McAllen High School Choir that are going to come up and sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Oh. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. How about a round of applause for Tyler, Aria, and Ava, the McAllen High School Choir? All-state choir members joining us today. At this time, I would like to welcome to the stage Father Joe Hernandez of Holy Spirit Catholic Church here in McAllen, and he will lead us in invocation. Father Joe.
Let us stand and pray. Almighty and Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for all the gifts that you have given us, especially for the gift of this life, the means in which you give us to continue to cultivate it, to attend to all those that you have blessed us with, your children of yours, Lord. In a special way and deep gratitude, we invoke your blessing upon this project, upon all present here, and most especially, Lord, we ask your blessing upon all those children that you will call to come here to enjoy this place. That in this effort to provide them for this space where they feel included in the community, may they feel your deep love. May they feel the deep love of the community, the deep joy, the deep effort that is sought to give them a life full of goodness and full of love. I ask you to guide us today, that we may, in growing in awareness of the many ways and gifts that you give us, that we may continue to inspire others to help those in great need. Lord, we thank you for this life, and we ask you to always protect us, to guide us, protect all the children. May they always know that they are loved by you and by all of us, their community. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you again, Father Joe. Please be seated. At this time, we'd like to recognize some very special guests that are joining us today. We'll start representing Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez, Hilda Salinas, that is here today. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you. Representing Congressman Vicente Gonzalez, Alejandro Gonzalez. Alejandro, thank you for being here. From the City of McAllen, the Honorable Mayor, Jim Darling. District 1 Commissioner Javier Villalobos is here. There's Commissioner Villalobos in the back. District 2 Commissioner and my Commissioner, J.J. Zamora, is here. We would like to welcome District 6 and Mayor Pro Tem Commissioner Veronica Whitaker. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. City Manager Roy Rodriguez is here. Thank you, sir. Parks and Rec Director, at least for the next couple of days, Mike Hernandez is here. Thank you, Mike. Representing the McAllen Independent School District, we will start with Superintendent of the Year, Dr. J.A. Gonzalez. Board President, Conrado Ito Alvarado. Board Vice President, Sam Saldivar Jr. Trustee-elect for Place 6, Sofia Peña. I guess I should announce I am Place 4 Trustee, Tony Forina. We would like to thank Assistant Superintendent for Instructional Services, Dr. Rosalba de Hoyos, for being here. Associate Superintendent for Instructional Leadership, Bridget V. Assistant Superintendent for District Operations, Areli Benavides. Assistant Superintendent for Business Operations, Cindy Richards. Facilities Director, Mr. Ruben Trevino. We have with us, representing Hidalgo County Commissioner 2, Eddie Cantu. I believe I saw Eddie. Thank you, sir. We'd like to welcome from the Capable Kids Foundation Board President, Melanie Watson. Representing Driscoll Health, Victoria Morales. Representing HEB, Linda Tovar. And we appreciate everyone who has come out and joined us. If you are an elected official and I missed you, I apologize, as we're having technical difficulties with the microphone, but we will make our way through this. It's now time to welcome to the podium Dr. Jose A. Gonzalez of the McAllen Independent School District, just to give us a little insight on this project. Dr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here at this very special event. As I look across the crowd, I can't help but be proud to be part of a team that's going above and beyond for the children of our city and surrounding cities. When you look at what this inclusive park represents, it represents greatness and it represents teamwork. And we know that none of this would be possible without all of us coming together. So a special thank you to the County of Hidalgo and all of the elected officials there, to the City of McAllen, to Capable Kids, to HEB, Driscoll Health, our school board, and all the elected officials that are here today, because all of us are coming together to do something that represents greatness and providing equality for all of our students in this inclusive park. Somewhere in our city is a child that has a dream of being an astronaut or has a dream of being an engineer or an architect. And we're in a position now to bring all children together, regardless of their background, regardless of their need, regardless of their socioeconomic status. This park represents inclusiveness, and it represents our ability to educate the whole child, not only academically, but socially and emotionally. And it represents the fact that all children, regardless of whatever challenges they may be facing or whatever their circumstances or influences, are in a position to excel. In McAllen ISD, we take great pride in educating the whole child, but we know that we can't do that without the help of everybody here. So this park is a dream come true for us. This playscape is an opportunity for us to flex and to make this the beginning of something special in our community. So on behalf of the administration, on behalf of our school board, and on behalf of our entire community, I say thank you, and I'm very proud to be a small part of this special, special, special project. Thank you.
We'd like to recognize District 3 Commissioner Omar Quintanilla that has just arrived. Thank you, sir, for joining us. And I bet you didn't know that during the recent freeze, there were only 2 cities within the state of Texas that did not have boil water notices. And McAllen is one of them. That's because we have great leaders at our Public Utility Board. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Tony Aguirre from the Public Utility Board that's joining us here as well. Thank you, sir. I would love to speak on behalf of the school board about the excitement for this project, but that's why we have a board president. Please welcome Mr. Conrado Ito Alvarado.
Thank you, Mr. Florina. I don't like following Dr. Gonzalez. Before we started, I looked at his notes, and pretty much it's what I wrote, so I'm gonna have to change it. But I'm just excited to be here. We're here next to one of our top schools. Blanca E. Sanchez Elementary is one of the top schools in South Texas, so to have this park on the property, it's a great, great thing. So I'm gonna use my time to recognize a group of people that made this possible. We've heard about the dignitaries, and we know about the cooperation between the county, the city, and the school district, and everybody else involved. But there truly is a group of people that made this possible. They're the ones that fought for the kids that need the park, the kids that have special needs. They're the ones that talk to us, educate us. They're the ones that sometimes talk nicely and sometimes talked a little louder because we needed to, because we weren't listening. They're the ones that love these kids and pushed them from the beginning. So I want to recognize the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, uncles, the friends, the families, those advocates of the kids for special needs. Could you please stand? From the bottom of our heart, thank you for all that you do. Your love, your care, your willingness to fight for them, whether it's in Austin or here, is the reason why we're here. And I can tell you, because I know I've talked to most of you, you're concerned that this step is going to be the final step. Because sometimes I've gone to ceremonies like this, and you celebrate, and it's like, okay, it's over. Absolutely not. This is not over. This is the first step. It might have taken us a little while to get here, and there's been a lot of people to help us got here, but we're here. And now as we move forward, we're not going to stop. This is going to be the norm. There's going to be other parks and other parts of the city, and I see a lot of people shaking their heads that we're going to celebrate because these kids need it. And if you want to see something special, go to a baseball game. Go to the prom for the kids with disabilities. Go to all the sporting events that the Boys and Girls Club sponsor. Thank you, Delinda, for all that you do supporting. Go to that and it just brings so emotional. There was a parent at a baseball game that didn't know what to do. She's like, what do I do? You sit back and watch your kid. Well, this is the first time I've ever had this opportunity. I never thought I would see this. Very emotional. And to see that young person would smile just like everybody else on these baseball fields, and it was just a great sight. So this park is a great, big deal. And I just want to thank everybody, but especially to the parents and the loved ones of our kids, especially y'all did a great job. Thank you again, and I'm glad you're out here.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado. You know, we would be remiss if we did not give a big warm welcome to the woman that's opened the park to us, the woman that said, I would love to have this here. She saw the project get started. She's announced her retirement, but we'd like to welcome Principal Cynthia Rodriguez that is here joining us. Thank you, ma'am. We'd also like to welcome Hidalgo County Commissioner from Precinct 3, Everardo Ever Villarreal, that has joined us. Thank you, sir. And when Mr. Alvarado asked all of the advocates to stand up, there was a group that was already standing, and that is the board members from the Capable Kids Board. We'd like to welcome Andres Del Fierro, Andy Del Fierro, Leroy Cadena, Annette Franz, Hector Adrian Casas, Lisa Rosales, Lori Pulido, and the rest of the Capable Kids family. We appreciate you all being here and joining us today. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to bring forth, every time we call her our boss, she says, I'm not your boss. She goes, the constituents are our boss. I am your leader. And she is our elected leader, the Honorable Commissioner from Precinct 4, Eli Torres.
Thank you, everyone, and good morning. Dr. Gonzalez, thank you so much for your kind words and your inspiring words. We're here to celebrate a very joyous occasion, and today is truly a time to celebrate what good government looks like, especially when it collaborates and works together to bring projects such as this to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here this morning as the groundbreaking ceremony of this timely project to build an inclusive park that is universal for children of all ages to enjoy. Timely because, as we all know, we're getting back to some sense of normalcy after this pandemic, and the need for much interaction with others is greatly needed. Collaboration is very important to me. One of the main reasons that I wanted to collaborate with my colleagues at McAllen ISD, the City of McAllen, and the Capable Kids Foundation is because I'm a former educator. And you know, I spent 27 years of my life in education, and that's what we did. We collaborated in order to have our children succeed. And as a former educator, I continue to strive to improve the lives of all children, both young and old. And fortunately for me, my partners that are sitting right behind me share the same sentiments. Now, discussions for this project began before COVID with much excitement, energy, and heart. Then when we had to take a long pause, that's what it was. It was a pause. And immediately, as soon as we could, we came together and we started moving this project forward once again. This inclusive playground will allow for children of all abilities and developmental stages to play in the same space and create a nurturing environment for all. No one deserves to be felt left out. This project will commence soon, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the teams involved for their hard work and dedication to the project. I leave you all with this. Inclusion is not simply about physical proximity. It is about intentionally planning for the success of all. Thank you, and my very best wishes to all of us on this successful project, and I can't wait for the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It is now my distinct pleasure to call forth a man whose last day of work professionally will be June 6th. But we understand that he will still be involved within our great city because he puts the greatness in McAllen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Jim Darling.
Well, thank you, and quite frankly, I didn't know I was going to speak today, so I don't have any prepared remarks, but this is my third event of the day, and at almost all the events we talk about the pledge, we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't think we listen to those words closely enough. You know, one nation under God. I went to the National Day of Prayer today and how important religion is in our lives, but the other words are very important. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that's why we're here today, because we're talking about liberty and justice for all. When I'm going to talk about my history, but a little bit is, you know, the word inclusion is it's a lovely word. The word exclusion is a terrible word. And when I was in law school, I tutored a blind law student. Not only was blind, he was burned and he had no hands. And I learned very, very quickly what it was like to be excluded from a lot of things. Not even able to use a water fountain and all the things you needed to get an education. And it always left an impression on me, although I wasn't the one with a disability. I saw what a disability did, and so I've always felt about that we need to make sure that exclusion is not part of our community. And so that's what this is, with a great partnership like the Boys and Girls Club, Capable Kids Foundation, the school district, the county, and the city, HEB. It takes a lot of people and a lot of organizations to do great things in the community. So we did that today. We're going to do that. When we get the playground open up next month, so I'm going to shovel. That's too long. But anyways, I'm very proud to be here and be proud to be part of this organization and this effort. And this is just the beginning. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Darling. And again, we appreciate over 4 decades of service to the city of McAllen as an attorney, as a commissioner, a brief time as city manager, and then as the mayor for the last 8 years. We appreciate that, sir. We would now like to bring forth Miss Melanie Watson. She is the president of the Capable Kids Foundation, and she will share a few words with us. Melanie.
Good morning. On behalf of Capable Kids Foundation, I just want to thank everyone here who's played a part in making this park happen. One of our biggest goals when we set forth creating Capable Kids was to see inclusive playgrounds built in our community. We knew that our kids deserve the opportunity to grow up and play alongside their peers. And so we actually know some kids. We were some people who worked with children with disabilities at a clinic. And we knew kids that were now adults who had never played on a playground. And so we just really wanted to see that change. We wanted to see no longer was a child going to be sitting on the sidelines watching all the other kids play. So we started our first project with Precinct 2. Thank you so much, Eddie. And we've been talking about this one for years. And so it's really exciting that this day is here. We've been looking forward to it. We want to thank McAllen ISD for donating the perfect piece of land for us. As you know, we have the, some of you may not know, but we built the Miracle Field with HEB. It was ready right before COVID hit, right when we were ready to do our first baseball season. Bad timing, but it's there and it's ready for us as soon as we're ready to start going back out again. And so this park being right next to the Miracle Field is just, it's perfect. So we're looking forward to creating a lot more events in this area. It's really important for social inclusion to start young. Young children are so impressionable. They're starting to form their beliefs and their ideas and learning about the world around them. And so we know through research that the environment, when it allows children with disabilities to engage on the environment, other children invite them to play. They recognize when a child in a wheelchair is not able to access something, so they won't ask. But when they recognize that the environment allows them to play, they include the children. It's super important. So this playground will allow children with disabilities to grow up and play alongside their peers. This is really important for children to make friends, to form bonds, to gain self-esteem, through problem solving, through imaginatory events and catastrophes on the playground. and to really gain a deeper understanding for each other. We want to thank the City of McAllen for helping to make the necessary adjustments. We recognize there was a need for a inclusive restroom near this facility, so they're going to be providing that. There was some path access issues, so same thing, City of McAllen, Parks and Rec are going to help us make sure everything is very accessible. To Precinct 4, thank you for demonstrating that you really care for all individuals in your precinct, and for giving the very much needed funds for this project. To HEB, Linda, I remember standing on the Miracle Field when it opened and saying, we need a playground. We're going to make it happen. And we're making it happen. So it's amazing. Thank you, HEB. You've been one of our biggest supporters. You've been one of the biggest champions for children with disabilities. We can't say thank you enough. Another one of our sponsors making it happen is the Driscoll team. So Driscoll, same thing, has continued to demonstrate a devotion to children with disabilities. And with your financial support and enthusiasm for inclusion, your support is also making this happen. Thank you. Marissa Piscina, our inclusive play specialist, speech therapist on the board. She has put countless hours, immeasurable, into the design process, the thought process for this playground. So thank you for dedicating so much of your volunteer time for this. To our amazing CK board, who champions things when they seem too big, they seem too hard, and still have the energy to push forward and do it. And our executive director, Sofia Peña, for helping to push things through. Our wonderful program director, Alexis Lazos. She's hid in the back, I believe. There she is. Alexis is working on bringing inclusion programming to our area. So we have a new program called Inclusion Matters. And one of the really important parts of it is for kids to play together on the playground to gain that understanding. So you'll be seeing Alexis around. Thanks, Alexis. And to all of the capable kids here today, you are the reason for this. We know that an inability to participate can be changed when the environment is changed. Our world may not always be built to accommodate your special, unique abilities, but it's not your role to change. You do not need to change. You're perfect the way you are. You're perfect the way God made you. It is our responsibility to change our world, to change the environment, to make sure that you're included. Thank you all very much. We're super excited about this project, and yeah, this is going to be built next month. Awesome. That's great news.
Thank you, Melanie, for those great words and for recognizing everyone that's a part of the team. Now, prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, the various collaborators here today and their representative staffs were working behind the scenes to make this project a reality. I want to thank every entity and staff involved in helping us up to this point. Up next, I want to bring up two individuals in particular who are a bit more of the technical parts of the project, and we'll start with McAllen City Manager, Mr. Roy Rodriguez.
Yeah, Ito, I have to be last. Welcome to my world. What an awesome day today. Really, really an awesome day. I can't tell you how proud I am to be part of this community. You know, I remember I remember that day also, and I remember the group coming to us, coming to management, to the mayor and the city commission, and saying, hey, we really need to work on this part. And it was an immediate reaction from the mayor and the commission. They did not hesitate. So proud of them. They didn't even ask for the price. I remember that. They just said, go do it. And that's because quality of life for the city of McAllen, the mayor, and the commissioners is very, very important. I love my neighbor cities. Some of them are here today, some former representatives of cities, but nobody competes with us. we take quality of life very seriously. The only part of our budget that has more funds than quality of life is public safety, and that's for the obvious reasons. And so to be able to be here after this long-awaited pause is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome for us, for all of my staff that has a lot to do with what we're doing here today and what we're going to see. Like the mayor said, you know, today's a National Day of Prayer, and I promise you that the big guy is shining that huge light even through those clouds, and he's smiling, as he should. Man, what was that about? So to Ellie, Commissioner, thank you for your leadership and your huge commitment. You've inspired so many to ensure that we continue to do these kinds of projects. We're already, it's true, we're already working on the next one, thanks to Precinct 2 Commissioner Cantu. And we, yes, please, thank you. And we will not stop. So today, as we said, is a long-awaited day. It's step one from many, many steps that we're going to take to ensure that we have every child able to enjoy their friends of all capabilities in these types of events. Sorry, I don't know what that was about, but thank you.
Roy, we could ask Father Joe, but I think he's going to tell you that that's the spirit moving amongst us all. Father, see, I do pay attention at Mass on Sundays. Thank you, sir. So when all these projects come together, we decide, okay, we've got everybody collaborating together, but who's going to design and who's going to lead us in this project? And for that, I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Marisa Pesina.
Good morning, everybody. It is such a joy to be with you guys in the name of inclusion. Because the reason we're all standing here today is because we value it. We have made it intentional. We have found it purposeful that all children are included. One thing that I'd like to highlight is that this playground has utilized the skill set of pediatric therapists and inclusive play specialists to set the stage for all the members of the community to come together, young and old, everybody. This is not just for kids, this is for everyone. As their authentic selves, the thoughtfulness that has been placed in the design process will ensure that the play experience is effortless and that friendships are formed that celebrate diversity and acceptance. Because if you really look at it, we're all more the same than we are different. The future of this playground will grant children the access to their fundamental human right to play, which we know is essential for social, emotional, physical, speech, and language development. This playground will break barriers, and it'll shatter stigmas, ensuring that they're never formed. We speak of the benefits of the playground, and what is it that makes it truly inclusive? Inclusive is a trending term. Well, we went above and beyond. There's a roller slide on this playground that will ensure that kids with cochlear implants can experience going down the slide without messing with the integrity of their implant. There's also several pieces that don't require you to transfer out of your wheelchair to enjoy the fun. There also is a play structure that has a lot of sensory experiences built into it, so that the kids with sensory processing issues remain engaged throughout the whole entire time that mom or dad brings them here. There's also the playground. Also, it doesn't matter if you run, walk, or roll. The rubberized surfacing ensures there's no limitations and there's no limiting the fun. There's also a tender, tough coating. We made sure that even if the structure is in direct sunlight, it's not going to be hot to the touch. Some of our kiddos have neurological issues and they can't tell if they're being burned. So this is really important. There's an on-deck transfer station, and this is something that is not common. So somebody in a wheelchair can transfer directly to the slide without having to get on the floor. People don't really think about that. There's a lot of intentionally placed handholds, back support that enable kids that need a little bit more balance to be able to maintain upright while they're having fun on the playground. And And we've even incorporated a quiet, cozy space for a kid that might be overstimulated with all the sights and the sounds, but they can still remain on the playground and be involved while they reorganize. And finally, while all the technicalities are great and they're important, but they're for us to worry about, not for the kids to worry about, it is a social equity piece that will offer the true impact to the lives of these kids, with a clear message that all are welcome and all belong. So we may not see it today or now, but this project will change the tapestry of the Rio Grande Valley for generations to come, far beyond our time, as we together weave a more inclusive community. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate everyone.
Great job, Marisa. Thank you for sharing that with us. As Commissioner Torres mentioned, this inclusive playground will allow children of all abilities and developmental stages to play in the same space, create a nurturing environment for all. And as she stated, no one deserves to feel left out. With that in mind, I'd like to call up Mrs. Belinda Escobedo. She's a parent representing the families of the Capable Kids Foundation for a few remarks on the project. Mrs. Escobedo.
She didn't make it?
She did not make it. So filling in for Mrs. Escobedo will be Sofia Peña.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. An emotional day indeed. On behalf of Capable Kids, thank you so much, everyone. We do have a couple of parents here that could just quickly say a couple of words. Mary Jane and Becca, come up here really quick. When the going gets tough, the tough pick somebody from the audience, right? So both of you come here really quick and Miss Escobedo actually had a doctor's appointment that ran late, so a quick word on behalf of the families about the park.
Oh my goodness. To express what this park means to us as parents in words it's impossible. Moving here to the valley 4 years ago for our family, and the inclusion aspect was just not there. And so for just the 4 years watching the powerful way that God has moved is so impactful. Our whole community has just rised up and has created this beautiful, beautiful environment for all kids to play together. And kids are kids' best teachers. And so we just, from the bottom of our hearts, are so, so grateful to each and every one of you that took time to make this park a possibility. Thank you so, so much.
I just wanted to thank you all because now we feel included, and this is inclusion. Thank you.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thanks, moms. Is there a bigger advocate for anything in this world than your mom? No. Don't forget her on Sunday. As we come to the conclusion of this program, we cannot forget about the businesses that have supported this program, this project, and the work of the Capable Kids Foundation. We have with us today two excellent representatives of two close community neighbors. I'd like first to bring up Senior Manager for Public Affairs at HEB, Linda Tovar, that will provide a few remarks for us.
Thank you, Tony. Gosh, you know what, Roy? I know that you said you got emotional, right? I've actually also, for some reason or another, being in public, listening to Marisa, Melanie, and the parents and the leadership of Sophia, this was something that we spoke years ago about. It was a dream, it was a plan, it was coming together as one to really discuss what the need here. I call it the border region, and across the Rio Grande Valley, there was such a dire need. So Roy, I think we get all emotional because as we build relationships, we build close connections with these beautiful families, with these beautiful nonprofits, with the cities, with the county, with individuals. It's a beautiful happiness that God just brings within us because we were able to completely accomplish, what we dreamed of providing to these wonderful young adults and youth. So that was not part of my speech, but It came within the heart. But no, you know, today is a pretty big day for all of us, as we not only see a milestone, but you can already hear the excitement and laughter of our kids. For me, seeing and walking here and seeing Addison, you know, Viva, I'm gonna get teared up, Lorenzo, it brought such happiness, you know, in me, and knowing that this park, you know, when you actually see it, will have a whole load of beautiful diversity and inclusion. This playground will foster inclusiveness for all and be a safe space to explore and make new friends, right, Viva? At HEB, we take great pride in our diversity and inclusion. From partner recruitment to supplier registration to store locations to in-store product selection, diversity is an integral to everything we do. Our daily actions value both the difference and similarities that make our customers, communities, and partners so unique. We're proud to share the commitment with our communities by building meaningful partnerships and supporting the Capable Kids Foundation in bringing multiple grand opportunities to the Rio Grande Valley. With our partnership, we are excited to announce an exclusive HEB market to highlight the playscape. We can look forward to special features including an order talk-through panel, a vegetable stand, flower spinners, you're gonna like those, Viva. We need to take a picture with one of those. A slide, a fun crawl space, and an inclusive meal table. Also, Braille will be featured as captions on all the special features. Diversity asks us to understand and respect each other. Inclusion asks us to engage with one another, to invest in one another, and to interact with one another. Having an inclusive culture allows all of us to feel welcome and encourage us to participate and feel valued. When adults and children play together, language-rich interactions can support children's brain and language development, as Marisa said earlier. We can't wait to see the positive impact this project will bring to the RGV. To close, we would like to thank the Capable Kids Foundation, the City of McAllen, McAllen ISD, Hidalgo County, and Driscoll for building a passionate team of leadership to ensure this dream becomes a reality. So for everyone, I know that it's Mother's Day this weekend, but for my special mamas who you go above and beyond and face challenges with such a beautiful smile, we love you and happy Mother's Day to each and to every one of you. We love you.
Thank you, Linda. Next up, we are proud to welcome Communications and Community Outreach for Driscoll Health Plans, Victoria Morales.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, I was just sitting there watching and listening to everyone, and I could just feel, honestly, the excitement, the presence here. I know God is watching us and is so thrilled to have this opportunity available to our children. On behalf of Driscoll Health Plan, I would like to thank Hidalgo County, McAllen ISD, the City of McAllen, HEB, and Capable Kids for inviting Driscoll Health Plan to partner with you to create the first inclusive playground in the Rio Grande Valley. Families, myself included, who have or know a child with special needs do everything possible to include their child in activities with other children. Many times, this child goes to a park, looks at other kids on the swings or on the slide, and just wishes they could join in. However, the park is not set up for a wheelchair, nor does it allow for a large swing large enough to sit a child and safely let them swing. These are barriers our children experience every single day. But today, we are taking one step forward in bridging that gap for these children. Today is the start of bringing families and friends closer so that all children can enjoy play with one another. It takes unique people like yourselves to work and advocate for a project like this. This is something often overlooked, but yet it's a known need. Thank you, parents and advocates, Hidalgo County, McAllen ISD, Capable Kids, and HEB, for fighting and speaking up for those that can't do it themselves. Thank you for thinking of the child who wishes to play with other kids, but their adaptive device hinders that. Thank you for thinking of the families who just want to see their child smile and interact with their peers. Today, you all brought a piece of joy to the city of McAllen. Thank you for letting us be part of that joy. Thank you.
In addition to our great supporters, we'd like to recognize Kappa and Javier Hinojosa Engineering for their in-kind participation in this project. In conclusion, I'd like to mention that the project is currently called the Inclusive Park. However, all the parties will be working together with the MISD following school board policies and procedures for the official naming of the park project. So we hope you'll stay tuned to MISD for more details on how you can participate. But let's thank, one more time, McAllen ISD, the City of McAllen, Capable Kids Foundation, Hidalgo County Precinct 4, everyone who's made this event possible today. After the ceremony, we ask that you'll join us for some refreshments provided by HEB. And as we wrap up our program, we invite the Capable Kids Foundation board members and families, our elected officials, and our county officials, along with project managers, to the groundbreaking area for the shoveling ceremony and the photo op. Those of you that are here today, we hope that you'll join us. And those of you that are watching us live on Facebook, thank you for being a part of this. But enough of the talk. I've got an engineer on site who's got to get some elevations and get some shots done so that we can get this project rolling. So let's move to the shovels and throw some dirt.